It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas with every job we do. Oh, Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you new here, my dear wife Jazzy has been saying since we bought Duncombe House that her personal deadline for us to have finished all of the renovations here was the Christmas of 2025. Well, we have 16 days to go. Watch this video, then tell me if you think we're going to make it. Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to yet another scintillating and salubrious instalment of Duncombe House Diaries. This week, my friends, we have been on the plastering prep grind, readying some of our yet unseen, fantastically convoluted and curvaceous corridors. We've been back in the family bathroom, attacking our 12-ton cast iron battleship of a bath. I have a funny feeling this bath may become the next bay windows. Our green-fingered friend Chris from Green Thumb has visited us this week, and before you say he can't still be titivating the lawn, well, let me tell you now, summer lawns are made in the winter. We've done some hammering, some drilling, and even some scraping. But before we get onto any of that juicy stuff, it's December for goodness sake. Let's get up some festive decorations and reveal what we want from you this Christmas.
So it's Saturday morning at the house and I've realised I'm not going to be in for Christmas, which is very sad. However, I am going to decorate for Christmas because we're going to be in this house every day up until Christmas Day and over New Year's, so I want a bit of joy. And there's one room in particular where it's quite warm and I'm going to do some Christmas decorating. Obviously, I don't really want to go and buy a load of new decorations, so I'm going to use what we've got here, what we found in the house. I'm going to go and forage from outside. I'm not sure how it'll look, but I'm going to have one room Christmas joy.
What a lovely idea, darling, as long as you leave the holly bushes well alone. Let's not forget that holly takes a very, very long time to grow.
I mean, I feel like this needs trimming back.
Yeah, sure.
So if I cut it down and hand it to you,
Yeah.
how big should we go? Like this big? Oh. Oh.
I think that's enough for now, don't you?
Should we start with that? Let's start with that, and then we can always get other bits. Come on, Kay. Come on.
Be careful on that windowsill, darling.
I know.
It's not supported.
I know. Da, da, da. La, la, la.
See my breath.
That'll do, Dante, that'll do.
You see it? Can you see yours? It's so cold. Okay.
Now, I wasn't 100% convinced that these two had fully accounted for the weight of the fairy lights as well as the half-ton of holly which they had trussed up when they did their tape calculations. However, sometimes in life it's simply easier to let people make their own mistakes.
Yeah, you might need to.
So stupid trying to tape stuff to dust.
It looks good like
It's
this.
more deconstructed Christmas decks. I'm just going to plug them in.
3, 2, 1.
Ta-da!
Regent Street, eat your heart out. Now, although this festive extravaganza was, as you can see, near perfect, in the spirit of a DIY Christmas, I thought I'd float the idea of adding some icicles to this window display.
Imagine if it just started snowing.
Well, that would be magical, wouldn't it? But it's just thick.
Jack,
No! No!
I think they're rather festive.
No, they're not festive, they're insulation. No.
So I took that as a solid maybe and left the girls to finish off creating their winter wonderland. Now that the sitting room is looking suitably festive, it's time for an extremely important message. Ladies and gentlemen, this year for Christmas, we want your money.
Okay, so Jack's had another idea, but actually I'm quite with him on this one. What we are going to do is raise some money for charity. We feel extremely fortunate in the position we're in and having all of you lovely followers, and especially at Christmas it feels like the right time to give something back.
Like I said, we want your money. Not for us, but to help those in need across the world. With the help of Creality and their fantastically fandangled Falcon 2 Pro laser engraver, and my glamorous Christmas elves, today we are launching the 2025 Duncombe House Christmas Card campaign to help raise money for the Salvation Army. Now, I'm not expecting you to part with your hard-earned cash just because I'm asking you to. No, 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 no. For every £10 donation you make to this charity campaign, we will send you a limited edition, rarer-than-hens-teeth, expertly engraved Duncombe House Christmas Card, featuring not just the bay windows, Clive, and the swing, but also the full menagerie. We are going to personally cover all the costs of postage, regardless of where you call home. I don't care if you live on the dark side of the flipping moon. If you are kind enough to donate at least £10 towards our cause, you will be getting a letter in the post from us this Christmas.
These engraved postcards that we've done, these Christmas cards, actually look really good. I'm actually really impressed with them. They look really cool. I think it's a really lovely keepsake. If you guys are willing, we would love to be able to fundraise, be able to post these out to you wherever you are in the world. We will get this card to you. We'll be here into the small hours of the evening, laser engraving away.
I love engraving.
Yeah, if you can, please donate.
Now, we have tried to keep this process as simple as possible, but to avoid disappointment and make sure that you receive your Duncombe House Christmas card, listen carefully. Step 1. Hit the donate button attached to this video and donate £10 English or the equivalent in your chosen currency. For example, 14 US dollars, 20 Australian dollars, 12 euros, 225.68 South African Rand, 351,417 Vietnamese dong, etc., etc. When you receive the receipt email from the YouTube, which will look like this, simply forward that email along with your name and postal address to hello@duncombehousediaries.co.uk. As soon as we receive your proof of donation and postal address, our busy little elves will jump onto the Falcon 2 Pro Super Duper Laser Engraver and get your card created. Now, we only have 100 blanks to engrave. So, like I said, to avoid disappointment, don't delay, donate today. This fundraiser is fully supported by the YouTube Giving platform, and 100% of your donation will go to the Salvation Army to support the incredible work they do across the world, helping those in need. Thank you to Creality.
I love engraving.
Thank you to the Salvation Army, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you in advance for helping us to spread some cheer this Christmas by donating to the Duncombe House Christmas Card Appeal.
Okay, so we are in the family bathroom upstairs. We have got to move the cast iron bath, which is unbelievably heavy. So we've got a trolley, skateboard.
I think the technical term is actually dolly.
Which hopefully will be really helpful for this.
Here's hoping. Now, this bath is ludicrously unwieldy, and having it smack bang in the middle of the room makes doing jobs in the family bathroom rather claustrophobic. So our plan was to make the whole thing a little more mobile by giving it some fresh wheels. The only problem, of course, was actually tipping her over. The first step was to take off the old feet so that they didn't get damaged in transit, as it were. Once that was done, the next head scratcher was getting our levels right. We needed her high enough not to scrape the floor, but low enough that would allow us to actually roll her. We'd clearly eaten an adequate amount of Weetabix that morning because with some groaning and moaning, she started to yield. Everything had gone rather well, all things considered. That is, of course, until I realised I'd become rather more intimately acquainted with the tub than I'd have liked.
Your foot's under it. Whoa!
Jolly good. So, after liberating my tootsies and squaring her up a little bit, I'd say that was mission successful. The next step in the new saga of the bath was the deep clean.
Now I realise most people probably wouldn't even bother trying to restore this bath. It's a bit of a mental idea, it's 100 years old, it's really, really filthy. I'm not actually sure if we're going to be able to rescue it.
Crikey, darling, you make a terrible saleswoman.
But as you are aware, we don't really like to do things the easy way. This bath has been here for the best part of 100 years and it is part of the house. So I really want to try and clean it today. Wish me luck, hopefully I can fix it. And so many people have asked if this does work for me to share, so I will tell you which one does actually work the best. Hopefully I get some results with either one of them.
Now, when Jazzy refers to either one of them, obviously she is referring to the eternal battle of efficacy between bicarb and bartender's mate. So, with my wife taking the eastern front, I attacked on the west and we set to trying to give our beautiful bathtub a glow up. Whilst that was pickling away, I had just enough time to prepare for a very special visit. For those of you yet to twig, we are rather proud of our spiffing stripy lawn. The entire area out to the front of the house was given an immense overhaul by the lovely chaps at Green Thumb earlier this year, and they adored Quincy so much they keep coming back for more. Today we were due our winter feed, but before Chris could nourish our perennial rye, I had some gardening to do. Now, we love Clive, but goodness gracious, clearing up the millions of leaves and nut husks which he has jettisoned across the lawn this year has become rather tedious. Tedious, but essential, if we want the perfect substrate for croquet next summer. Now, you may think it's Billy Bonkers faffing with the lawn in December, but as Daryl always says, you have to trust the process, and part of that process is winter lawn maintenance. I say, you up there. Who, me? Need some lawn care? Well, don't mind if I do. Now I know what you're thinking. Surely, after that extravagant and borderline ostentatious festive display, they can't possibly be contemplating more decorations. Well, I'm afraid you're wrong. Last Friday, Jazzy and I divided and conquered. Whilst I stayed at the house, protected all of our lovely and newly installed cast iron bath company's solid brass showers, taught the dog to fly the drone so she could actually contribute something for once, and dragged in and set up our ridiculously large Christmas tree, all by myself incidentally. Jazzy had a well-deserved day off from being a Barbara and popped down to the Cotswolds to see some friends and make us a lovely wreath.
So I've just arrived at the Riverside house. I'm here doing the wreath making that Alex has very kindly invited me to. I don't feel too bad because next Friday Jack is out with his friends.
Fake news alert.
So I'm going to have a really nice Friday off.
And doesn't it look divine, ladies and gents? The old wreath making workshop seemed to be all the rage this year in the UK, and one can certainly understand why. Cups of tea, the scent of spruce, and big purple ribbons. What more could you want at Christmas?
So, as part of my day off today, I realised after the wreath making workshop that I wasn't far from Daylesford, and I love Daylesford. It's a cliche, but I do. I love it. I love it at Christmas time. So I thought I'm just going to pop in, and next year our Christmas decorations are going to be amazing, and I'm so excited for it. So I put myself up some little bits and bobs and a very nice hot chocolate, and I'm going to be taking myself back home to the building site for the weekend, and actually I'm happy to get stuck back in now.
Well, that's jolly good news, darling, because we have one or two little bits and bobs which we could do with getting on with.
Happy Sunday morning. So at the house it is miserable weather outside, but we've got a lot happening next week. So we are here prepping for Louis. He's finally starting to move downstairs, which is very promising. Trying to also tidy up. I mean, I know anyone on a building site will understand it, but we are actually just working off one plug that is in the boot room, and then it's extension leads everywhere, so we're constantly just kind of tidying up, moving hose pipes, moving anything that you can trip over, so I feel a lot better once we had a bit of a sort out.
As Jazzy very rightly said, it is all very well and good having our expert lime plasterer Louis at the house, but before he can so much as slop water into his bucket, we need to make sure that the walls are prepared for him. The downstairs hallway took a real beating during the aforementioned biblical flood, but it is finally starting to dry out and is ready for repairs. We are extremely fortunate to have an abundance of majestic curves in the hallway, as well as a gold and bronze Minton tiled floor. I know it's mustard yellow and puddle brown, but allow us some artistic license. The first job on this Sunday's list was to have a blooming good clear up. Once that was done, we were able to scrape away any remaining wallpaper and mould, and remove any rusty nails, screws or pipe ends which might have interrupted Louis' flow. Once the walls were clear and prepped, we were able to enjoy a deeply satisfying sweep up.
Is there anything more annoying than when you're trying to do a job and you can't find the shovel, the dustpan? We have a really good orange one, which is just invincible, and I can never find it. So just use this, and I've been using the top of an ice cream box.
And there we have it. hallway hurricane prep completed. I think it's finally time to find out whether or not we're going to have to find £5,000 for a new bath or not. Bicarbonate of soda and Barkeep's Buddy were both recommended by you lovely lot, so first and foremost, many thanks. I'll be honest, initially we weren't altogether enamoured with the results of either product. On first inspection, the bath still appeared to be a rather unattractive shade of burnt terracotta. However, when we applied a little bit of elbow grease, and then a lot of bit of elbow grease, the results were, frankly, miraculous. Now ignore the swamp monster green slime mark, we think that is simply limescale, but check out how good our beautiful battleship of a bath looks now. Now it's all very well and good having a vaguely clean bath, but if said bath does not fit in said allotted gap, then it's rather a moot point. So now we're both shining and on wheels, we thought it was wise to do a quick test of concept and have a little think about how we are going to dress this monster of a bathtub once she's in. Happy, darling?
Yeah, happy.
Perfect. Well, why don't you hop in and tell the viewers all about your vision?
Alright, I'll tell you the plan, Quince. Okay, so Jack, I just want you to vision what's in my mind.
Darling, as long as your vision doesn't include an egregious amount of expensive marble, your wish is my command.
So marble with like a little chamfered edge here against that wall. Marble, 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 marble. Marble up the wall. Marble like tiled against the wall. Marble in. Marble, what's that called?
Bankruptcy.
Shelf? Yeah, marble shelf. Marble, 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 and then maybe like a marble, I don't know, like a something, marble. And then obviously taps. Like this, taps out here, which will cover up these holes. So marble, 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 and then I'll be able to put my products on the marble shelf. Say marble against the wall, and then like a chamfered edge onto the marble. And then maybe the same marble at the front.
The worrying thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I assure you, she isn't joking.
Oh no! We haven't got a servant's bell in here. Oh my god, how have we missed that?
Still definitely not joking.
Can we put one in? Ding-a-ling. Ding-a-ling.
Lord have mercy on my soul. Well, mesdames et messieurs, I'm terribly sorry, but the end is in sight. However, before we get back to renovating, I have a few extremely important announcements to make. Number 1, take a look at this big fat pheasant that I managed to film with a drone this week. What a vacuous yet majestic looking creature. Number 2, if you haven't already, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hype till your heart's content. I have been working on some very special content specifically for you all to enjoy over the Christmas period. Think full year reviews, massive updated house tours, and 2026 renovation resolutions. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that tomfoolery, make sure your notifications are on. And thirdly, please, please, please do consider, if you can, donating to our Christmas card appeal. I know that £10 is by no means an insignificant amount of money, but it's a simple gesture which I assure you will make a huge impact to real people's lives this Christmas. And you'll also be the proud owner of a limited edition Duncombe House Christmas Card. And you never know, one day we might become famous or something, and then these puppies could be worth millions. Next week here at Duncombe House, we have a massive surprise to share with you all. And to be honest, I'm not sure if it's a good surprise or a totally disastrous one. I promise I will eventually reveal to you all the immense before and afters of the Room of Doom and get your opinions on our initial paint colours and room configuration ideas for the space. And all being well, you'll not only get to share in the hilarity of us having to make 100 postcards, but also the inevitable looks of abject panic and confusion on the faces of the postal staff when we attempt to send these little badges to the 4 far-flung corners of the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas. Please donate. TTFN.